Hold on. Technical dilemma. All right. I'm going to have to edit out the front part of this video. All right, ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Teaching, have you stressed? Need to laugh off that disaster of a parent-teacher conference? Ready to indulge in those I wish I could say that moments? You're in luck, because you've just pressed play on the top-rated teacher comedy podcast on the planet. It's time for Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. Here's your host, the teacher comedian himself, Devin Siebold.
Hey, Devin Siebold here, Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. Thank you all for tuning in. I've got my lovely assistant, Mr. Greg, the Angry Texan Parrot.
I love how you say lovely.
Well, you are lovely today.
Howdy, everybody.
You're all dressed up. It's wonderful, man. It's great to have you. Now, here's the deal, man. I'll get to the golf thing in a little bit. If you have not yet subscribe to Patreon, patreon.com/crying in my car. We're going to be posting updates on there as the golfing gets a little closer. We are golfing tomorrow by our time. So the actual match will have already ended. By the time you hear this, because this releases on Wednesday, we wanted to do a little bit more smack talk prior to the actual show that is going to, I say show, I'll be the show. He'll be the opening act on the course. And the way it's going to be is we're going to go out there. We're going to play. The loser has to wear whatever the other one wants on the Crying in My Car video. And that's over on YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast, there are videos over on YouTube. Just type in Crying in My Car and you should be able to see them. They're on my YouTube channel. Yeah. And also, like I said, some behind the scenes updates will be happening over on the Patreon. So if you are not yet subscribed to that, please do so. And you should be able to check all that out. So yeah, anyways, it's awesome that we're happy that you guys are able to join us. So yeah. And are you ready, Greg? I mean,
yeah.
You look scared. I mean,
no, I don't look scared. Dude, you're looking in the eyes of the man who's going to beat you.
Well,
when they hear this, they're going to be like, oh, I wonder who won. Well, you know who won. The villain, the bad guy.
Well, yeah.
The bad guy.
And I'll be honest with you. You played the day after we made this arrangement. We were originally supposed to play that day. Unfortunately, Kate was sick. I wasn't able to get coverage for the kids. So that had to be postponed. I did hear that day that you played like Tiger Woods. Unfortunately, it was after the crash that you've been playing that way. But
no, I actually, Keith will attest to this. I had a very good comeback. I shot horrible in the front nine, and then the back nine I just destroyed.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I had I missed 3 really close birdie putts.
Yeah,
where it hits the edge of the cup and then rolls out, and I'm like, somebody's playing a joke on me here. I was like, how can this keep happening?
Well, good. I'm really excited that you
and I know that
miserably.
I know you're buttering me up for something. I mean,
no, I'm not buttering you up at all.
You got breakfast the last couple of times.
I always get breakfast. I'm a nice guy.
And then you did probably one of the most sweetest things that a guy that runs his own podcast and does very successful with it would do for his assistant and co-host, which is
I got you a watch.
This baller. I mean, when I say baller watch, like I thought at first this was going to be a joke and confetti was going to go all over me.
I wouldn't do that to you.
I'm getting ready to do that to somebody that we know that's very close. But ladies and gentlemen, this thing had a box. I mean, look at this. The warranty card.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube, check it out. But it's a little Harbinger
right
aviator
here.
watch.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I love the blue because it's like I could wear this to a Dallas Cowboys game and be like, oh, look at that Dallas Cowboy watch. I'm like, yeah.
And then they'll say, wow, wait, that guy wearing it, isn't that the one that got his ass kicked in the golf tournament?
That's not going to happen. And you've already told me your weakness, which is your kryptonite, your Achilles heel, which is putting.
Well, yeah.
And I just looked up how the greens are playing at where we're playing, the Waldorf Astoria. I can't think of hearing
Waldorf?
the word, whatever.
Waldorf.
Oh, anyways, the James Earl Jones is the only thing I hear saying that. Like whenever he busts Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall in the ghetto and says, "You will accompany me to the Waldorf Astoria and you will be bathed thoroughly." And the guy's like, "Thank you. I mean, oh, too bad this is a punishment." Yeah, so you're going to get punished on that golf course.
That's fine.
Because you'll be like, "Hey, Greg, I made it to the green in 2 on a par 5. I'm putting for eagle." And I'm like, "Cool." And you're going to get a double bogey. And I'm going to quote some of the famous announcers for golf. "Oh, it looks like he came for dinner and stayed for dessert, ladies and gentlemen."
I will, yeah. But here's the thing, man. I'm really looking forward to being out there with you. It's been a while since we played golf. To be able to play on a nice course like that with our buddy Tom, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now we have to get to the teacher stuff because this is a teacher podcast. You know, I did go this past weekend on a kind of a revisit of what I did when I was a child. Did you ever go to Kennedy Space Center on a?
Yes, when I was in the 3rd grade, we came down and,
really,
and we
from
did the
Texas.
whole tour. Yeah.
Oh.
And we did the double deck bus tour, and I learned so much. And to that day, I still remember everything I learned on that trip. And when it came time for show and tell in the fall in the 4th grade, I was a load of information from Florida and Alabama. We did like a whole that whole summer trip. I'll never forget. We went to the USS Alabama, went through the battleship in Mobile. We came through Florida. We went to a few places. We went to Disney, stayed at Fort Wilderness. We had Winnebago. It was awesome. And then we did the Kennedy Space Center. I have a cousin that at the time worked for Morton Thiokol, which was the company that made the solid rocket boosters. And he was in charge. He was a Navy retired Coast Guard guy. And he went out whenever the shuttles would launch. The solid rocket boosters would come off and parachute back down. And he was in charge of the 3 ships that went out there and grabbed them and towed them back.
That's awesome.
I know. And he would tell us all these cool stories. And then I asked him, I was like, well, this is 4th grade or 3rd grade. I asked him about Challenger. I was like, well, what about Challenger? He's like, well, we were out there for a few days because they were still going off.
Yeah.
He's like, they would, and he said they would shoot underwater like 200 feet, and they'd come back up, and they were still active. That's just crazy.
Man, that whole disaster was I remember when I was a kid and saw all that. It was a nightmare. But
yeah, for him it was great because he was out in the ocean waiting for the solid rocket booster. I mean, it blew up overhead.
Yeah. See, I actually lived in Melbourne, Florida most of my life, so I've seen many shuttle launches. Always gone out to the Banana River to watch them over the bridge, and then I've actually been in the viewing area, the VIP viewing,
the famous
stands.
Countdown.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've been standing there and watched a shuttle go up. It's like nothing you've ever seen in your life. Now, when I was a kid, though, we did the field trip. If you're a teacher out there, listen to me right now. Kennedy Space Center is one of the best field trips you can take, hands down. I mean, so much education behind it. It creates a huge passion for science, and it's actually like got a lot of hands-on kid stuff. I mean, a lot of hands-on kid. My kids, I took them out there. We saw the Space Shuttle Atlantis. We rode in the simulator. There's slides all over the place, dude. I kid you not. There is a 3-story play place called Planet Play that I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. I mean, I just thought it was the coolest thing. I'm going to bring it up.
That when I was a kid.
No, it just opened. It literally just opened.
Man, I'm already wanting to be a kid.
But it was insanely cool. And now I want to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you real quick on the if you're on the StreamYard, you should be able to see it. So if you're checking it out over on YouTube, let me share my screen. So I'm going to share the screen, show you Planet Play. You've never seen anything like this. It is the coolest thing. It is 3 stories. It's got cocktail lounge for parents to sit and relax up in the top. It has, let me actually zoom in the whole thing. So it's got a cocktail lounge right there. Cocktail lounge. I hope you can see that.
Oh wow, dude! There's like tubes and stuff. Them kids, dude. I want to do that.
Dude,
I'm an adult and I want to
tubes,
do that.
That tube right there in the middle goes up 3 stories. Then at the very top, it's got little they're holding little guns that shoot these like balls downstairs. They have like the sun and everything. Dude, look at this thing. Look at this thing.
Holy crap!
That's not a rendering. That's the actual like play place. 3 stories tall. This is the 2nd floor, Greg.
That's so cool that they're including Pluto again.
Yeah, that's true. But dude, I mean, I had an absolutely amazing time. The kids loved it. The kids thought it was the best thing they'd ever seen in their entire life. They really did. They thought it was the coolest thing. And yeah, I mean, if you're doing a lot of educational stuff, I mean, you get to have lunch with an astronaut if you want to, and then you can actually go see astronauts that are there. Like they have them actually, like that's their Mickey Mouse, that's their celebrities. You know, last time I was there, Story Musgrave was there. He's been on like 6 missions, you know, and you get to shake the hand of somebody that's been in space.
That is super cool. I was just looking at the little planets that you climb through there, and I noticed that. You know, like you go inside them.
No,
do they have?
No, I know.
Do they have?
No,
Do they have like facts on the inside, like Mars is blah blah blah?
Oh,
blah.
okay.
And then you go over to Pluto, and it says Neil deGrasse Tyson says this isn't a planet, but we're NASA, so he's not here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You were thinking of that one planet, Eurectum.
Yeah, I was thinking like you're crawling in the bottom of that. Mom, where are you? I'm in Uranus. I'm in Uranus. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I tried to steer clear of that, but you brought it up.
It's hysterical. Yeah. I thought the same thing when I was there. I was like, oh, so they get to climb in and play in Uranus. You know.
Yeah.
You got to say it the right way so we don't get.
I like the Futurama version. They said they renamed the planet. It's called Eurectum.
Right. But it was loads of fun, and the crazy thing is that they have Blue Origins there, and Blue Origins now they have the big where they have all of the top scientists in the world, and they're running all the calculations, and they're trying to add up your golf score. And
yeah,
I mean,
are
it's a big undertaking. I mean, it literally just
baffling scientist, baffling.
They're really, we don't have the capability to count this high yet.
I mean, they are going to be able to measure the distance of my drive to yours with your new clubs. Who cares? I'm still going to destroy you.
Right. No, you're going to lose miserably. Just letting you know, you will lose miserably. No doubt about it. But no, I teachers, honestly, one of the best, coolest things that we've done. You get the space ice cream. Did you get the space ice cream when you were there?
They did. They didn't have a lot of stuff for kids, but I just remember in-depth tours.
Yeah.
And we went to every single launch pad.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Tours. Yeah. They got the pads. And plus the cool thing is if you time it right with your students, you can go on a launch day, and believe it or not, with the ticket, you can pay like an extra $20, and actually they will bus you out to the pad, show you where they're launching, and then they give you the premier viewing area across the river.
The lake. No, I didn't get to. We were on it was a double deck bus tour, and this is like 1988, and it was like a double decker bus, like the ones in England, you know, and and the bus driver talked very slow, and I remember him saying that the transport that took the shuttle and everything out to the launch pad takes 5 hours.
Ooh.
And I was like, and the way he said 5 hours, I was like, this is already taking too long to get here.
Yeah. Well, I also want to add in this, you know, here's the thing, man. I when we went to Kennedy Space Center, I was on this shuttle simulator thing. I'm with my kids.
Space camp.
I'm walking
was Max
around.
There?
No.
Devin, would you like to play?
I was having fun with the kids, but man, I gotta say, bro, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'6" already. But you know, after COVID and this whole COVID thing hit, and I was inside with the kids. I mean, I was doing really well, working out, getting in shape, and doing push-ups every day, and I just lost it, you know, and that's okay. People get stressed. I've been stress eating. I've been just doing, stupid things with food at nighttime, just eating, you know, absurd amount of food and meal. And
I had a 3-day Olive Garden binge.
Yeah, I gotta cut back. So I am actually going to start up my weight loss challenge again. I know there's a lot of teachers out there that are just looking for some motivation. I'm going to post in the group again. If you're a member of the group, the weight loss challenge group for Crying in My Car, I really want to lose weight. And today is the day. Today, no day like the present, because I sit here with my kids and, I'm a dad, and I got custody of them, and people don't realize, that I have custody. And, it's heartbreaking to think if I wasn't around. I've always wondered what these kids would do, and my eating habits, my lifestyle, with the stress that I have, I'm just putting myself on a course not to be around but much longer with these kids, and I don't want that. So I'm just trying to eat better, trying to get in shape. I'm gonna be working out every day. I ordered a scale from Amazon with the full body mass index and fat percentage, water percentage. Gonna really just record the results, stick to it, do a calorie counting, kind of keep it lower. But the thing is that some of these diets are so restricting. I don't want something that later on I'm just going to blow up again. I just got to get in shape, get better. And because at the Kennedy Space Center, man, we were walking around, my back started hurting. I was like, man, and they're playing. I'm going up the stairs. I get up to the top of the stairs. I'm like, kids, and I was like, man, just so out of shape. It was just unbelievable. And then when
you've never been a smoker either.
No, man, it's just my size. First off, I'm 6'6", but also, I gained weight. I feel bleh. I don't feel good. I wake up in the morning and I'm already tired. And it's like, what? I slept 8 to 10 hours last night. Oh yeah. But also I had, a bunch of chicken strips and crap before I went to bed. And then I wake up and I feel just bleh. So I just got to take control of it. And the thing that sucks, man, is that it's 100% up to me. That's the one thing, right. Literally you see these people that are in super awesome shape on TV and you're like, man, that guy's in good shape. He looks good. And it's like, we think that there's some magical thing they're doing, but they're not. They're just taking care of themselves in a much better capacity than I am. So I just gotta get in shape.
Like, man. Will Smith's picture online, he was like, I'm in bad shape. And I'm like, dude, you look great.
Yeah.
I'm looking at him going, well, I guarantee you're not going to the doctor and they're saying you're obese.
Right.
I just did my checkup. And they were like, well, you've lost weight, but you've also lost a lot of muscle mass, because with my spinal issues and everything, I'm not supposed to lift anything over 30 pounds.
But you didn't lift anything before that.
Dude, I can lift you up. I can still lift you on my shoulders.
That kills me. So, but they said you lost muscle mass. Did they say you were overweight?
Yeah. Well, they basically, she just said, you gotta, I guess my blood work, I'm still the pre-diabetic, but I'm not. I didn't get
heartburn.
I didn't get worse. No, actually, the heartburn and everything got better because I stopped eating spicy stuff after 5 o'clock.
Yeah, man, eating late is my vice. I
understand the concept of the early bird special. I understand the concept.
I'm so hungry at night. I mean, I'm literally hungry, and then I think I'm also bored. I literally have the Grinch where I'm not hungry, I'm bored, and I feel bored. I just open up the thing and I'm like, all right, what can I eat? What can I make? And it's usually crap, and it's my fault. I mean, I put crap in my fridge, obviously. But I just got to get better, man. Just got to stick around, play with the kids. We go outside, we run and stuff like that and have fun. And I'm like, after 10 minutes, I'm like, let's go inside.
Well, I'm looking forward to, because I guess I think the listeners know I'm buying property, buying a house.
I don't think they do, bud.
Oh, yeah. I'm buying a house.
Oh.
My fiance and I are buying a house. We're still going to be traditional. She's not going to move in until February after the wedding. The thing is, my neighborhood is a airplane community. I'm one of the few neighbors that doesn't have a pilot's license, but I'm like, I will trash y'all on Star Wars Squadrons. Okay. I mean, if there's a TIE fighter involved, I will take you down. But anyway, so, our pool, because I live in a townhome, I share with, I guess, 4 other units, and it's one of 3 pools in the country that was made in the shape of an airplane.
Wow. You and Angelina need to jump in there at nighttime and become members of the Mile High, 6 Feet Under Club, I guess.
Maybe.
It's underground, right?
I've been telling everybody, after I get done with golf on my day off, I'm going to go chill in the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept saying it to my boss, and he was like, "Why do you keep saying that? Are you getting a pilot's license?" I'm like, "No." And I showed him the aerial photo of my plane pool, and he's like, "Unbelievable! I've lived in Winter Haven for 40 years, and I've never heard of this."
Yeah.
And I talked to the neighbors, and they're like, "Yeah, they made this," and I'm looking at the wing. The deep end is the wing fuselage, and it's just a back and forth, like 2-lane swimming back and forth. And I plan on, because I grew up with a pool.
You grew up with a pool?
And I noticed that the years that I've always had a pool in my life, I was in good shape because I swam all the time. I would go and swim laps and burn calories and then get out of the water. So I have
Is this
a feeling,
it, by the way? Look at your screen. Is this it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's the plane shaped pool?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, cool.
That's actually where I live. Yeah. That's going to be my pool. My place is on the right.
I'm not going to lie though. It seems like a massive waste of space. Like it could have been a gigantic pool.
The hot tub is the tail. And I can't wait to.
Oh, really?
I can't wait.
Kind of neat.
I can't wait to do some. Here, let me show you.
No, do not show me what you're planning on doing in the hot tub, Greg. I want it off your phone.
No, there's at the house. One of the original owners put one of the brochures for the original community from like 1980 something. And here it is. And
oh, wow.
It shows you the hot tub and people hanging
out.
It
still seems like a massive waste of space. There's so much deck room. They couldn't have done like, a profile of it or something. I don't know. It's just.
Well, I mean, they did the tile work to the tile at the tip of it, make it look like the propeller.
That's cool.
But I can't wait to swim back and forth in the wing.
That's neat. Yeah, that'd be cool. But everybody wants to swim in the wing. I don't know.
Everybody's going to, I mean, I'm going to have so many plane references, and I will wear this watch in the plane because it's waterproof.
Right.
Yeah. So it's an aviator watch.
Mm-hmm.
And my father-in-law will be like, "Well, what about the diver watch?" Like, I don't go in the deep end that much. I'm scared.
All right. I think it is now time to switch it up, and we are going to go head over into Teachers in the News. Just a reminder, support for this episode comes from our friends over at Pear Deck. Imagine if you could engage every student in your class every single day. What if you could instantly see who's confused and who's ready for more? Well, that's the power of Pear Deck. With solutions rooted in active learning and formative assessment, Pear Deck was created by educators. I know, right? Created by educators to make it easy to connect with learners of all ages and abilities across every subject, every grade, every day. Pear Deck is the fastest way to transform presentations into classroom conversations with simple, easy-to-use integration with Google Slides and PowerPoint online, especially because we've been using that since the pandemic started. Design a new presentation, open an existing one, or choose from hundreds of free, fully editable, pre-made slides in the Pear Deck template library. And while these students are engaged with interactive learning prompts, you get real-time insight into individual student thinking with the teacher dashboard, which is cool. And it is going to allow you to seize teachable moments as they happen. Better yet, as you hear from every student in the class, you can choose to share student answers anonymously on the shared projector view, or prompting. You can obviously to prompt discussion and learning into safe, intimidation-free environment. Pear Deck is giving my listeners, just so you're aware, just right here on Crying in My Car, 90 days of Pear Deck premium access completely free. Yes, no credit card required. You hear that, teachers? Because that's the thing. Sometimes people sign up and they're like, yeah, but then I got to remember when to cancel, blah, blah, blah. 90 days free premier access, no credit card at all required. To sign up, just head over to peardeck.com/crying in my car. You can build more powerful learning moments in your classroom. That's peardeck.com/crying in my car. PEAR Deck, Pear Deck. I think it's awesome that Pear Deck has chose to support the podcast. And as a teacher, a former teacher, I've definitely seen Pear Deck being used, and I've used it myself. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard of it too.
Yeah, I don't, just so you're aware, guys, especially Crying in My Car listeners, I know you're not used to hearing a sponsor, but this is one of those where I was like, hey, I've actually used that. That's something that I would think that everybody would benefit from, and offering 90 days free for that is exceptional. So peardeck.com/crying in my car. Try it out. No credit card, zero obligation.
Think about it though. That's a hell of a deal, just because I mean, you want the easiest tools at your disposal to be able to teach maximum
especially
effectability.
Especially with technology.
You don't want to spend 20 minutes like, hold on, kids, let me figure this out real quick.
Right.
You want to be able to go. Pear Deck seems to be that platform.
They are. I've used them before, and they're very quick, very efficient, great for the classroom. All right, now jumping into teachers in the news.
From classrooms to chaos, we searched high and low for the craziest teacher stories this week. Here are your teachers in the news.
Greg,
here we go.
In the most ironic but expected twist that I've seen in a long time, South Carolina Education, their union was scheduling an event to bring awareness of the mistreatment of South Carolina public school teachers called Enough is Enough, a protest that was ready to go to the governor's office and to talk about how teachers are mistreated. Well, that protest has been canceled due to harassing and threatening messages that the teachers received. I mean, can we not see the need for the protest? I mean, literally, it's hey, we're being mistreated. Let's protest. Hey, you can't protest. F you. Oh, okay, I will. It's like you're literally proving the point.
If you protest, I'm going to give you a wedgie.
You're proving the protest's entire point. This was scheduled for May 17th today. Enough is Enough was canceled. Hopefully they reschedule it and they say enough is enough again. We're tired of it. Part 2. But
we're not kidding this time. Enough is enough.
Yeah, seriously stop. Literally, the protest is just called "Come on, guys."
Yeah, it's a 3-parter. It's enough is enough. I'm being serious, you guys. and
come on, please.
It's the third one.
It's so crazy, man.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah,
we laugh.
But it's proving the point. Teachers are being mistreated. Let's treat them better. I mean, it's like, what more verification do you need than, hey, we had to cancel the protest due to harassing and violent messages. Greg, teachers in Texas.
Oh, here we go.
Texas. Now, this is a good one.
Okay, yeah, of course it is.
So apparently Texas is set to offer some of its best teachers more than $100,000 annually to reward them for their work in the state's poorest schools where COVID has devastated communities in terms of learning loss. Apparently several of these districts are looking for it says 193 teachers in San Antonio are designated to lead this effort. And it means extra days of intervention, work during holiday breaks throughout the school year, and tutoring more during the summer. So they're going to be working substantially more.
Yeah,
but these
I'm seeing 80 hours a week is just what it sounds like.
Yeah, but it says these extra payouts are going to be anywhere from $3,000 to $32,000 per teacher, depending on where you work and how much extra you work. So apparently it's an extra 4 hours a week, 20 days per school year, and it's the COVID-19 recovery efforts trying to get these kids back to their performance standards, which, I mean, honestly, most of these schools need to strive for something beyond that, because, I mean, where these kids were pre-COVID is not exactly where we want them to be. We still need better, Yeah. So who knows? Now, jumping on to New York City. Now, Greg, you grew up in Texas. Did you ever have a snow day? I mean, it was probably pretty rare. But
no, it wasn't rare. It happened every single year.
Really?
Yeah, we had sleet, snow. Everybody has a misconception of Texas. No, man, it is horrible. Did you not see that I-35 pileup with all of the?
Yeah,
dude, that's a normal occurrence.
Yeah, I agree.
Every year.
Now, did you enjoy them?
I will say I was one of those kids at 7:00 at night. It starts snowing, and I'm like, "Oh, Dad, Mom, hey!" They're like, "Well, you better get to sleep so you can get up early and listen to the radio." And I would turn the radio on, turn the local news on, and
wait for it.
And my county was Young County, which pissed me off because
it's the last one
on the alphabetical order. and sometimes our county would be the tough one, be like, "Nah, we're gonna still have school. Like just drive slow."
It's literally Christmas morning for children to wake up and read the thing across the screen.
And then you'd be like, oh, and you go out and there's like 6 inches of snow and you're super happy. And all the kids in the neighborhood
go out and play, right?
Oh my God. It was, dude, I'll never forget those days.
So New York City recently announced there would be no more snow days. They said they have the technological capability now that anytime snow would keep people home, they would just switch over to distance learning that particular day. And there would be no more snow days anymore for any kids.
Cool.
Yeah, now the students are upset about it, but also the teachers' unions are now fighting back too. They said that they should not move to remote instruction during inclement weather because, I mean, think about this. When it's snowing like that, kids want to play outside. You're not going to get the attendance that you wanted before.
Dude, that's like God's like extra day for dude. They did that back in the 1800s.
Yeah, well, the schools are saying they can make a seamless transition to a day of remote learning, but also the people are saying, do they want to? And not only do they want to, but you're looking at larger issues when it comes to, staffing concerns.
Yeah.
And plus, like sometimes these snowstorms knock out power and things in certain areas.
Or kids just go and get water hose and spray them up at the power lines. That's what they do. I mean, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, just admit to a felony, Greg.
Hey, but here's the thing. I do agree with the part of them looking ahead. Okay, think about this.
Right.
Okay, yeah, we make the seamless transition, bam, and then when the nice weather's there and they're getting out for the summer, they don't have to do makeup days. Yes. And then people that made plans for vacation, like, all right, the last day of school's on this day, and me and the family, we're gonna head to Colorado that day, or we're gonna go on a cruise that day. Now they can make that happen. Think about that.
Right.
I mean, you literally don't miss a beat. And I do agree with that. But at the same time, there was just this nostalgia, this magic. And it actually made you appreciate school a little bit more. Like, oh, well, the fun's over. Now we got to go back to school.
Right. Yeah. You're right. No, I agree with you. Now, Greg, I got some, because we have a lot of listeners over in Australia, I like to share some Australia news every once in a while. And this is going to be probably about one of the more Australian things that you can possibly see. In an Australian school, a rarely seen supersized moth with a 10-inch long wingspan was found in the school alive. Apparently, this is a special breed of moth that does not fly. It apparently grows massively quick, only lives a few days, mates, and then it's there. Look at the size of this thing.
Australia, like you said, dude, it is the most scariest place on the like the Aborigines are literally the greatest, most badass people on the face of the earth.
You're so interesting you said that, because I'm about to go into an article about them. But yeah, they said that if reproduction is successful, the female will lay 20,000 eggs that become these grubs, but they're rarely seen by people because they usually quickly die after energetically expensive reproduction process. So,
or they get in a fight with Gamora later on and they get knocked out.
That thing is massive. I mean, huge. I could not imagine.
It looks like a cicada.
But it says it does not fly.
Does it have all that damn dust and moth dust? And
I don't know. But that thing is
dude, I bet that thing
crazy.
Eats sweaters in less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. The thing's, I don't know.
And it probably uses mothballs as like.
See, I can't. I go outside and
like mints.
I got a question for you, and this is unrelated, but I go outside and there's bugs, and I hate bugs. I don't like them flying in my ears. I don't like
go to
bees.
West Texas.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. But I have a question for you. They say that female mosquitoes are the only ones that bite. Yeah. The male mosquitoes do not bite, and you can tell because the females, I guess, buzz, or females don't buzz, something like that. How come I've never had a male mosquito in my house? I mean, like anytime there's a single mosquito in my house, it devours me. It's never oh, hey there, how's it going? I'm not here for you. Don't worry about it. It's always just wait till you go to sleep. I'm going to find your feet and destroy them. But you never have, you never wake up, see a mosquito roaming around your house and go, wow, I didn't get bit last night. It's always the one that wants to eat you.
No, because they have like predator night vision.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's just always amazes me. Half the mosquitoes do not apparently want to eat you, but I always find the one that does in my home. Okay. And then the last thing that I want to talk about, and this is something that we rarely discuss on here in terms of, it wasn't even like when I went to Australia. Australia, I've talked about before, has a very racial, dark, current history. Like they never talk about this. I mean, I'm sure they do over there, but we never talk about it here. We're battling our own race issues over here.
Right.
Over there, the way the Aboriginal people are treated sometimes, man, I just read about this and I'm like, what? Like the nicest people in the world were the Australians that I met. And it just blows my mind that deep down, there's a lot of hidden racism and overt racism. But like reading about, apparently, and the reason I'm bringing this up is in the news, there is a documentary about a 10-year-old Aboriginal boy and his experience in school in Australia. It's called My Blood It Runs, and In My Blood It Runs, sorry. And apparently it has reignited Australia's failure to give Indigenous children a great education and a fair start in life. Apparently this kid who is 10 years old is raising his hand in class and not being called on. They're not wanting to hear from him. He's failing straight down the line. But then you go to his house and like it's apparently like exceedingly poor. He's 10 years old and they're expecting him to go into juvie already because apparently get this, bro. In Australia, and these are just the numbers that I was reading as I was going through it. In Australia, apparently, children ages 10 to 14, 70% of the children ages 10 to 14 in the juvenile detention centers are Aboriginal.
That's not fair.
Aboriginal people make up 6% of the population.
That's
6% of the population in Alice Springs, where this particular documentary is located. 31 out of 33 young people in detention, 94% of them Aboriginal.
Wow.
I mean, but but they were going through this kid's community and they were saying that how poor it was, how everything, you're 17 more times likely to be jailed, that these particular life expectancy, child mortality, education and employment of the Aboriginal people in Australia just are way under all the other Australians that are there.
Did you ever see the movie Quigley Down Under?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. The racism and genocide of Aborigines dates back to the 1800s. I mean, it was a prison colony, but they were just going through there and just wiping them out like we did the Indians here.
Yeah.
But it was just really sad. I mean, and they make movies about this. They make, documentary movies. They include it in regular movies. Like if you watch Crocodile Dundee, they have a separation from the Aborigine people and regular people. It is a dark history, and it's one that it's sad that our country sweeps things under the rug, but other countries sweep it under the rug just as well.
I mean, but we're battling it. It just seems like it's not a battle over there. Like it's just a known, like, yep, that's just the way we treat it. That's all it is, and there it goes.
Yeah.
And that's just the way of the world. But man, I don't know.
I'm sure there's some over there that are battling it. It's just not getting as big voice as it is here.
Yeah.
Like they need like a breakout Aborigine star or somebody big over there to.
Well, the Aboriginal people too are kind of kept in their own.
Yeah.
It's not like the communities here, which are far more, integrated and, black family lives next to a white family, lives next to a Mexican family.
They're more like Indians here.
It's one of those weird things, man. We talk about race and stuff here in the United States, and this is, but these schools and stuff, these places that you go in these other countries, they just
Native Americans,
they don't have, integration as much as we have here. I mean, there's not. It's crazy to think, but racism is very strong in a lot of countries. Here, it's strong, but it's also something like, I go to the park and I don't think anything of it. I went to the park on Saturday and, my kids are playing with, my kids are playing with every other kid. My kids are Puerto Rican, Colombian. They're literally Hispanic, and they're out there playing with all different races and ethnicities. And I'm talking to different parents, and it's nothing. It's nothing, you know. But you just don't see a lot of that in other countries, believe it or not. You know, we don't think about it, but there's not a lot of African history in China and Japan and even Switzerland and Norway and
the
they
Mongols for China.
Yeah,
every area has their groups that they treat lesser.
Yeah,
it really does seem like that.
All right, on to the next one. Video did emerge of the New York City teacher that we talked about the other day. But here's the thing. I watched the video, and if you didn't hear the last podcast, this teacher apparently during a Zoom proceeded to put their mouth on another man's chest. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. That's the thing. I envision that. The video came out and this person just turns around and like puts the head on the chest, and you can't see or hear anything. It just looks it just looks like a person literally consoling somebody else.
Like just giving a quick hug.
Yeah. But I mean, the guy's bare chest is in the video, but
was it a bare chest, like muscled up, or was it kind of like mine where you're like questioning?
It's I mean, just a regular. I watched the video. I didn't think too much of it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but maybe
so it's warranted that she keeps her job and gets reassigned.
Yeah, this person's under investigation, engaged in inappropriate sexual act. I just don't think it was.
I wouldn't call it a sexual act.
Yeah, it's an 11-second clip, and in the clip, it's literally a half a second. But I mean, I don't know. It just, she turns around, like kisses the guy, and then just keeps teaching. But it just so happens he was standing there, and she like kisses his chest.
But I wonder if it was like maybe a student that was like, "Mom, Dad, check this out. This teacher that I hate." I mean, they're treating her like it was Lady Chandler's lover here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right. Yeah.
I'm like, it's not.
That's a great reference. Okay, last thing I want to talk about. Man, oh man. No, what?
That was a good reference. I don't know where
it was a good reference.
I don't know where that came from. I was like, how did this jump in my head? Now I'm trying to figure it out.
So here's the thing, man. And I get frustrated online all the time. As you guys know, sometimes you tune in and you're like, man, he seems kind of down. I get down. I've been down a lot lately. The social media. So social media became my full-time job, essentially.
Right.
Crying in My Car podcast, putting out videos, doing shows online, traveling, doing shows in person now. And man, dude, I comment anytime I comment, somebody sees my comments on my page, which is fine. But like I started following pages on Facebook, just like things that I like, and it suggests stuff all the time. So I follow some World War II image pages. I love looking at the old pictures of World War II and all the old battles and stuff. I'm a history buff.
Yeah, me too. I love World War II.
I follow some comedians that I enjoy. Kevin Hart. I follow Kevin Hart. I follow, some comedians that I've opened for in the past. I like that kind of stuff. But I get suggested a lot of pages often, and they infuriate me. I get so mad because there's so much unoriginality online and people just throwing out scams and hacks and, trying to make money off of people. And, this is my first time I've done an actual like read in forever on here for a company. And the only reason I did is because it perfectly aligns with something that I love and I think other people can get something out of. And it was a process to get this worked out because I wasn't just going to pitch something, just willy-nilly. But I go online and some of these teacher comics, man, some of these comics in general are on there like, erection pills and this and that. And, I go into Steve Harvey and Martin Lawrence's, and Josh Wolf, all their pages. Dude, they don't post stuff. It's not them posting. It's companies that they've outsourced, and they are literally posting the same fail videos and compilation videos, and none of it is authentic comedy to them. But like people eat this stuff up.
Follow the Iron Sheik.
I might, but I get so mad. The only person that's authentic on there that I see them actually posting pictures and videos and talking like them is Kevin Hart. Yeah. Kevin Hart actually posts his own stuff, his own content. But some of these, man, they just are clickbait. They are posting clickbait, videos, and you don't understand how much money they're making off of this stuff.
Dead celebrities are doing that a lot. Like
Josh Wolf, his video has like 50 million views, and it's literally fail videos. Do you realize he made like $40,000 off that video?
Yeah,
and it's other people's clips, and he just posted them together.
Yeah,
and
unoriginal piece of crap.
Unoriginal crap. But this is the thing, man. I posted the other day. So there was and it suggests pages that I don't follow. And one of them it suggested was a picture, a meme of a World War II vet. And it said, this is the oldest living veteran of World War II, and he's like 110 years old. Happy birthday to him. But the comment above said, get your Vietnam flag here, and Vietnam veterans, whatever flag here, and had a link. And I clicked on their page, and every single post has a link to this flag. And I clicked on the link to buy the flag to see what it was. And it's literally the most childish, we're stealing all of your stuff website. It's a scam. It's a flat out scam. But they're feeding off of the patrioticness of people that look at this image and go, oh my gosh, wow, cool, World War II vet, let me share this. And they're sharing, they're not sharing the image for the page. The page could give a damn about the image.
Yeah.
The page gives a damn about the link that you're sharing. You're literally promoting their scam, their crappy scam to sell things, and people buy this stuff.
Yeah, and it's not even an actual read. There's like maybe a paragraph and a half, but like a ton of stuff in between it.
But this kind of stuff that I see, man, some of these people, like I get on social media and I get so frustrated because people eat this stuff up. People eat this fake scams up. I've never seen people get scammed more than social media.
Yeah.
And they share clickbait articles that when you click on it, it's got 5,000 ads and just a headline you're never going to believe. And people share this stuff. And it's so frustrating because I post on my page as me. I post my own comedy. I post my own jokes. I post my own life. Nothing on my page has been created by anybody else ever.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to build up a following. And then yet you've got teacher comics. Dude, there's teacher comics out there that do not teach the subjects that they tell you they teach. They don't even teach at all, but they post like they do. They fake it. They fake post. They create scenarios.
Do they have blue check marks yet?
Yeah, but they create scenarios. They create fake scenarios. They're pretending. And I get it. My stuff is pretending too, but my stuff is pretending for the sake of the joke. It's not pretending for the sake of, of creating a persona of who I am. Some of these people are selling you literally a fake everything. They're completely fake.
Yeah.
And they're just selling it like I don't know. And to be honest with you, I mean, there's people on TikTok like that too that are making careers off of BS that are just, you see these people like it was a big thing when Jimmy Fallon had a bunch of white creators on his show, and they were doing TikTok dances that originated by these black creators. And people were like, hey, why didn't you give it to the original person? That's literally all of Facebook and all of Instagram that I'm seeing, and all of TikTok is just people stealing jokes, people stealing content and building up. And it makes me so mad. There's a guy on there that I'm sure you guys have seen, Kev on Stage. I'm sure you've seen Kev on Stage on Facebook. Nothing he shares is his original content. He downloads the videos from other people's pages, posts them. They get a ton of shares, and everybody goes, he's so funny. He didn't create the video.
Okay, Devin.
He didn't do any
then
of
when next time he's in town, let's get a video of me walking up and punching him in the mouth.
No,
and that will be original.
But it just baffles. I mean,
Patreon will bail me out.
If people knew the effort I go to put in these videos, and I'm not great. My videos that I put out, the editing's terrible sometimes. The things but I'm literally putting all of my effort into it. I'm sitting in front of a green screen. I'm sitting in front of the thing. I'm spending 2 hours editing it, hand typing the subtitles. I don't have an outside company working for me. I'm writing the jokes. And, it's just, and I know that I sit here and I said, I wish I had a world tour. I wish I had that. I wish I had this. These people are getting all that stuff on the backs of other people. And it's so frustrating that Facebook will not crack down on it. YouTube will not crack down on it. Twitter, Instagram, they don't crack down on it because it gets people engaged and people watch it.
But Devin, you will see, because even though you're not a believer, I am. You know,
Mhm.
and I say God's got a purpose for you.
Yeah.
And you will see the fruits of your labor. It's going to happen. All out of
I-
nowhere. You're going to look on there and you're going to be like, oh my God, I made $1 million, you know, in 1 year on YouTube videos or Facebook or whatever.
Mhm.
It's going, dude, this continues to grow. The
It does.
Patreon continues to grow. And think about it. It's just like Dogecoin. Dogecoin just jumped up one
Shut
day.
up. I'm
Just
not-
jumped
if
up
you
one
compare
day.
my career to Dogecoin, I will punch you in the face directly.
Bro,
across
there's
it.
people that put $1,000 down in January, and now they have $100,000
Mhm.
just from putting $1,000 down on Dogecoin in January, and
Yeah.
it's still hovering at 50 cents.
To put it this way, for teachers that are out there listening, imagine if you designed a full lesson plan by your own on Scratch, did it, there it is. And then you turn on the TV a week after you did your lesson and it went great in your class and your class was excited. And there's another teacher on TV who is now National Teacher of the Year, who is collecting the keys to their brand new Corvette and shaking Joe Biden's hand and in the White House being honored. And they say, can you go over, can you show us the lesson that got you? Oh yeah, here it is. This is it. And it's your lesson. You know, or it's a copied lesson from something else that that somebody else has done. And you sit there and you go, why are they getting, the accolades? They're just imitating. Imitation is the internet. The internet is imitate. There's no original thought anymore on there.
Right.
And so it frustrates me so much when the original thinkers, when the people are actually trying to make a career off of their own original ideas, are not able to, and that's the thing, man. Me and some comedians out there that are fantastic, but their careers aren't going well because they're not putting stuff online, social media, whatever. But then you have comedians like Josh Wolf, who straight up post videos of other people's content and make millions of dollars and sell out these places because people want to go see the guy who runs the Facebook page that they, are fans of. It's just, it's infuriating.
People will also later in life look back and be like, that dude won't stand the test of time. Josh Wolf is a douche.
And these teachers,
and I'll mark my word, if I see him, I'm going to let him know in person what a douche he is. I'm going to look at him in the eyes. I'm going to look him dead in the face and say, you are unoriginal. You have no talent. And may God have mercy on your soul.
I get frustrated more with the teacher comics, man, because there's teacher comics out there that are just making up just making it up of who they are. They're literally selling, oh, I teach this. No, you don't. But they're wanting people to follow them because they say they teach this, they're that way. And I know they don't. I know they don't teach it. I know that that's not actually their life. And they're making up fake scenarios online and going, oh, this happened to me. No, it did not. It did not happen to you. Stop lying to people, but then they sit in their car and they pitch you some, magical weight loss drug and make tens of thousands of dollars selling themselves out, and then turn around on the next day and go, oh yeah, I'm broke like a teacher. I'm broke. What, in your Land Rover, you're broke? You just pitched weight loss pills to us yesterday, and now you're sitting here telling how teachers don't make a lot of money, and look at me and my jokes. And I want to.
There's four real comic teachers: you, Joe D, Mike Rivera, and Bill Kilpatrick.
Yeah,
those are my four teachers that do comedy that I respect.
Right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And that's a good choice too. So anyways, I don't know. I'm done ranting, done rambling.
You sounded like Bill Kilpatrick for a minute.
Be sure to subscribe to patreon.com/cryinginmycar. And next time we meet, okay, this is official because there's no way we're backing out tomorrow. Next time we meet and there's a video out of this crying in my car,
you're going to be dressed up really cute.
One of us will be dressed far different. Okay.
For an entire podcast. We're at
episode.
53 minutes in right now. We're going to make this next one, drag it out to an hour.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, we'll see what your thoughts are on that
exactly.
when you lose. Be sure to follow us online too. DevinComedy.com for upcoming tour dates. I have a show June 5th in Leesburg, Florida. I have the Zoom show coming up this Friday. Be sure to get tickets for that. Teachercomedy.com/ticketleap. No, teachercomedy.ticketleap.com/May. I have the link on my Facebook. What do you got coming up?
I've got 2 more episodes of Made in America coming up. We're going to dive into some more of the nostalgia from the 90s and 80s being a kid. Make sure you tune into those episodes. I'm going to also have a special guest coming up where we're going to talk about wrestling. So I'm going to have Keith Stewart here, the CEO and promoter of the independent company Thunder Championship Wrestling.
That sounds American.
Oh my God, we're gonna have a good time, dude.
Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. Share with your friends, let everybody know, and don't forget to check out peardeck.com/cryinginmycar for your 90-day free trial, no credit card needed. Thank you so much, and we'll be back next week with more Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers.
Be sure to subscribe and rate this podcast 5 stars. Submit all your awesome teacher stories to cryinginmycar@gmail.com and check out Devin on tour. Info and merch can be found at devincomedy.com. Support the podcast on patreon.com/cryinginmycar and get exclusive weekly bonus episodes. And tune in every week for more hilarious stress relief for teachers right here on Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers.